Oh, I like this episode because it's the most relatable to me right now. Oh, man. College is a fun place, especially around finals time. Oh. For those who are wondering why I do these, despite the fact that I'm in college and right now finals is all of this, I really just dedicate and I just have to dedicate some time to do something just to because the stress you get when you're in college really goes nuts. Like you go nuts if you just do absolutely nothing but schoolwork the entire time. So I'm like, I gotta dedicate something, and so I gotta dedicate time to do something. So I'm like, let's talk about shows, or let's do something. Let's work on a video. Let's do something. So that's usually why I do these. So yeah, let's talk about this one, which is very relatable. This is Amphibia. This is episode 28B. Sprig gets schooled. Yeah, this is an interesting one. So, I mean, okay, let's just talk about the episode. So, it all starts when the family discovers Newtopia University. This has been mentioned before. Back in season 1, Hop Hop had a conversation with someone about it, and yeah, so pretty much. They check out the school, and Hop Hop admits that he hopes that one day Polly or Sprig, or maybe even both, will be able to go there. And by the looks of it, I wouldn't say it's your stereotypical college. Like when you think of so it's presented like this big fancy school. So kind of like yeah, just like the ultimate difficult school to get into because it's super smart, super strict, super fancy. Where Anne thinks it's the stereotypical college where you got parties and you can break any rule you want and not suffer any consequences. And yeah, we know. Nope. You break a rule, you're done pretty much. But so after Polly insulted Sprig, saying like he doesn't have a chance because, as mentioned before, his attention span is really, really short. He he impresses a professor or headmaster exactly who was giving like an outdoor lecture and asking him a question like how do you when faced with this creature, how do you deal with it? And so the students were thinking really, really outside the box. They were like, super complex answers. They were just going mathematically and stuff. And Sprig is like, no, you just gotta simply go behind and rub this certain spot so that way it can easily fall asleep or whatever. And so the headmaster's like, that is correct. And then Sprig, then like so they have this frisbee, which isn't a frisbee, it's a frisbeetle, I think, or was it frizz? It was this. It's basically a bug that is wrapped in that's a circle, centipede. I think it's a frizz centipede. It's this. So Sprig catches it and has this weirdly anime moment. I don't know, and then the headmaster asks if he can do anything else, and so Sprig says he can play the fiddle, and as we've seen, he's freaking good with the fiddle, and so pretty much the headmaster is really impressed by Sprig and wants to take him into Newtopia Prep. So basically have him go basically the prep school there. And so Sprig agrees rather quickly. He doesn't even hesitate because he wants to because I mean he wants to support Hop Hop and give it and let him have his dream, I guess, which is yeah, I mean because the last time we did this Hop Pop never, Hop Pop, with the talent show episode, Hop Pop, he didn't tell Sprig that he wanted to do it for his dream. It was like him, or wanting him to give him a better life, until the end of the episode, and Sprig's like, "Oh, I'm happy with you here." So I guess it makes sense that when Hop Pop comes out and says this is his dream, Sprig is like, "All right, yeah, no, I want to make him happy. I want to do this. I mean, we're here in Newtopia. Might as well. Who knows if I can get this opportunity ever again?" And then Sprig realizes that it's not it's tough. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really take it. I mean, what I like is it's not that he doesn't take it seriously. It's the fact that, like, one example is a professor is drawing some circles, and so Sprig automatically saw that as a target and just started launching like rocks at it, and he thought that's what it was. And so that's kind of the thing, is it's just his perception on everything is different, which is understandable. We all have perceptions on something, and so it would make sense that Sprig who was thrown into this brand new environment, doesn't 100% know how the environment works, and he struggles with it, and it makes sense. He's not exactly. Other than the fiddle and like a few subjects he knows, he doesn't know everything, and thus he's very stressed about it. He feels like, I relate. I really relate. And yeah, so all the while he's in there, Hop Hop is outside on Bessie, just having memories of Sprig, and he is feeling so. He's basically having that syndrome of like losing his like letting go of his kid. He can't let go. He misses. He's bawling over Sprig. All the while Ann and Polly are like watching one of the college movies, and Polly is super jealous because she thinks everything that's going on in the movie is exactly what Sprig's doing. And then there's this moment of Hop Hop coming in, and he's like, "I'm trying to cry up here." Again, I love those little jokes. But so Ann and Polly decide, we're gonna sneak in and have a fun time as well. We're gonna party, and I'm like, okay, that's not gonna go well. And then Sprig, he has a talk with this headmaster, and the headmaster admits, like, yes, you aren't exactly doing well, but I believe it's interesting to see how the headmaster isn't fully regretting his decision to let Sprig in. Rather, he's fully, he thinks he can really turn Sprig into a star student, and he thinks that the best way to do it is to keep him there. And but the thing is, he's not evil. It's weird. He's rather overly confident in himself that this will work. He's like, I'm not waiting. We're not going to wait until next semester. We're going to let you be enrolled immediately. You will begin classes as soon as tomorrow. So get ready. And Sprig's like, tomorrow? What? And the school then goes on their curfew, which in this case is them going on lockdown, which kind of acts like a prison, which Hop Hop takes to extreme. Like, he sees the whole place go on lockdown, and he's like, this isn't a school, it's a prison. And so he tries to break in, but he can't get through the gate. He gets stuck in the gate, and he even makes a reference to the scavenger hunt episode. Like I said, he spent that entire episode just eating burgers, so he's like, should cut back on the burgers. And so I like that little joke. But Sprig, again, in some areas, he's not exactly the brightest, but in other areas, he's really, really smart. And in this case, when he's locked in his room, he's able to break out and sneak his way out and nearly go undetected. In fact, the only reason why he gets caught is because Ann and Polly get caught, and thus Sprig has to go help them. And kind of goes same with Hop Hop. Like, he finds Hop Hop at the gate, and he's like, "What are you doing?" So I like how this episode shows the sides of Sprig that he's really good at, and the sides that he isn't good at, but not because it's not because he's really he's like straight up stupid. It's just because he hasn't learned that his perception on things is different, and that's why. So again, yeah. So Sprig oh yeah, this is my favorite line. Like, Sprig is sneaking around and he nails this landing and he's like, nailed it! And all of a sudden you hear one of the guards nearby and he's like, did you just hear someone say nail it? And I'm like, yeah, because when you think about stealth movies that require stealth, how often have you had a moment where two people are like talking and you're like, wouldn't the guards nearby hear them talk? And again, it's funny and I like that. But again, it's the fact that Anne and Polly are the ones that get caught that force Sprig to, actually try and help. Or no, actually no. No, actually, yeah, so after Sprig says nail it, and the guards say, did you hear someone say nail it? And they're like, I don't know. Send in the hounds. So Sprig technically gets caught by that, and then, for some odd reason, the hounds go for Polly and Polly and Anne, which was weird. Maybe it's because they recognize Sprig as a student, and Anne and Polly weren't. I don't know, but it all leads to the gate where I said Hop Hop is stuck. Anne and Polly get caught, and Sprig has to confess to that. And then the Headmaster shows up asking what the heck is going on, and so Sprig admits to both the Headmaster and Hop Hop that he's not cut out for this. And in my opinion, yeah, because he's a kid. They said he was 10 years old. I'm like, I don't think 10-year-old Sprig would do well. I mean, you gotta be mature. I mean, college is college. There's a reason why you have kindergarten, grade school, middle school, high school, then college. You don't go from elementary to college. I mean, even then, like, Hop Hop's like, I'll forget my dream. I'm bringing you back. You're gonna be homeschooled for the rest of your life. Because he misses him so much, and I'm like, he's only been gone for not even a day. It's like, wow. But yeah, so Sprig and Hop Hop have their moment, and then Sprig apologizes to the Headmaster, saying like it's not cut out for him yet. He says, I'm not cut out for this yet, but who knows? And even the Headmaster appreciates his decision. He's like, I understand, but my offer will forever stand. He's like, when you're ready to come back, I will be happy. He's basically like, I like how the Headmaster isn't, okay, well, you're not coming, well, sorry, that's it, no offer. I like how he's actually holding the offer for Sprig, so when he's ready to come back, he will. Again, I like those little moments, because, usually when you think of a show with, like, a character like that, you're like, oh, we're never gonna see this again. But I like how this is something that could possibly come back. Maybe maybe in the series finale, when all the big things are when the big story arc is out of the way and they talk about their future, Sprig could be like, oh yeah, I can, my offer at Newtopia University is still up. So at least at least that he has that door open. So again, it's a nice little thing to have in an episode and in a show, especially in this type of show, because you're like, wait, they have colleges? It's weird, but yeah. So overall, I like this episode because of how relatable it is with not just college, but like school in general, like the pressure, like sometimes the pressure you get and sometimes the stress that comes with it, and you just have to, for some people they're not ready, and it's okay for them not to be ready, because you can't expect everyone to be able to handle the same amount of stress, especially when the stress is cranked up to like 90, cranked up to 99, or whatever the freaking term is. Cranked up to 100. Why did I think 90? I don't know. Ugh. But yeah, like, so it's interesting, but for me, I'm stressed. I get stressed out, but I just, like I said, I take a time during the day to just do something else. Just have a break, you know, like have a break. But for me, having a break is like, well, what can I do? Like, I can talk about a show. Yeah, like I said, I could talk about a show. I can play video games. I could write a story. I could do something, you know. I mean, obviously going outside would be cool as well, but obviously, one, it's a pandemic, and two, I kid you not, it's snowing right now. I kid you not. It's freaking, we're near May, and it's freaking snowing outside right now. I don't know what the world is. And I don't know if I will ever understand it. So, with all of that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.